Hi. I wanted to make a tribute video to Charlie Kirk, as I think that he truly was a national and a world treasure. And so I am grateful for what he's contributed and what a great man. So some of the things I wanted to talk about was, of course, I've watched a lot of his videos where he's just on college campuses. And if I heard the statistic right, the younger demographic voter shifted from 26% plus Democrat to 18% plus Republican in the recent elections, and so that's like a whole sea change. It's like a huge change, and I believe he had a huge hand in that. And one of the most touching things I got to watch was on election night, this past presidential election night. So he was on with, I believe it was a Roman Catholic man and then some evangelical Christians, and they were signing hats and they were following what was happening. And I think that there was a concern that there would be an attempt to steal the election. And I think there is some pretty widespread sense that happened the election before that there was some lack of observers and some ballots that were introduced inappropriately and things of that nature. And so, at any rate, I think he was saying, if I understood it correctly, that he had helped get monitors to try to help make sure our election was really a true election, because that's the cry of my heart, right? Let's have what truly is the will of the American people, and not any dishonesty, not any corruption, not any stolen elections. And so, whatever the American people truly want, let's let that happen, even if it's not personally what I want. And so, they were going through the night, and the results were being held up, and there, I think, was concern growing. Hey, if we don't keep on this, there may be some inappropriate things that happen, and that the election is attempted to be stolen. And so when I got on his site, there was thousands, and it grew, and it became tens of thousands following, and then hundreds of thousands. And when they finally did say, "Hey, Trump won," they were deeply moved, and Charlie was deeply moved, and they said, "Hey, you did that." They were saying to Charlie, "You did that," and he was very quick and very sincere, I believe, and very humble to say, "No, it was the Lord. It was the Lord that did that." And his wife came out, and I feel bad for her. His wife came out, and she hugged him, and they were both just crying. And I believe you could tell that there was a deep sincerity, a deep gratitude to God, a deeply moved spirit in them, that they had brought this about. They were just hugging and in tears and embracing, and so I was moved by that. I was also moved, and so I'm grateful. I believe that this last election was so pivotal in our nation, and so I'm grateful and helpful to the world to help stabilize as the balance of power were shifting toward the Chinese and so forth. And they were, I was concerned for Taiwan and Australia and all these things, and Philippines and all of that, because I've heard, even, for example, that the Chinese have taken the Uyghur, or I'm not sure if I'm saying that correctly, but there's a Muslim population, and that they were taking the women and chaining them up and doing atrocious things to them, but with their military and so forth. Just terrible, terrible things that are so awful, and so inhumane and barbaric. And so then I also got the privilege of seeing a video where Charlie and his lovely wife, they were talking about healthy marriage and healthy love and respect, and just being a good husband and a good wife to each other. And they were kind of like such a handsome couple, and so humble and pleasant and loving, and just so many good things. And then of course I've got to watch a number of his debates where he has been on college campuses, and so I just wanted to say I believe he was a national and a world treasure, and I just wanted to pay tribute to him. And I pray that God will deeply and comfort his wife, comfort all his family, greatly bless his wife, greatly bless his two children, his two small children, and I pray that God will bring great good from it. And I pray that maybe somebody out there, maybe God wants to call you to rise up and be an influencer of people like he was, that you would want to take the risk and have the blessing of going, and maybe you are going to become a loving and caring apologist and go out and try to help persuade others and try to help bring them to Jesus, bring them to truth. But I believe I'll be seeing Charlie Kirk when I pass, or when the Lord comes back, that he's a brother, and then I'll be able to share eternity with him. So I just want to say a huge thank you to Charlie Kirk for a life well lived.